Hello everybody, welcome back to your channel Cybersec Live, and we are going to discuss the top 5 cyber news, cyber attack and the vulnerability of this week. So let's get started. So let's brush up the some previous 5 attacks of the week. The first one is new unpatched zero-day bug actively attacks Windows by abusing MS Office documents. New Maris botnet hits Yandex search engine with 21.8 million RPS. So that was the biggest DDoS attack. And a couple of weeks ago, I think there was 17.2 million RPS, which was an attack happened on Cloudflare. And sorry. The third one we have golden Saml attack. Saml is one of the technologies which is generally used for the user authentication. And APAT hackers hijacking and gaining access to the Active Directory server. Conti ransomware gang hacking Microsoft Exchange server using proxy shell exploits. And same vulnerability has been exploited by the Lockfile ransomware as well. And the last one we had discussed SOVA, which is one of the new Android banking Trojan emerges with growing capabilities. So if you want to know the mitigation that what it is exactly, what was the whole summary, who detected these vulnerabilities, you can just click on that I button and you will be redirecting to that video. So we are starting with today's first vulnerability. The first one is critical flaws discovered in Azure app that Microsoft secretly installs on Linux VMs. So what it is exactly, let's start it. Okay, so let me select the highlighter first. Okay, now the flow name they have given, have I selected? Yes, okay. So the flow name they have given as per the researcher. This is not for as per me. This is as per the researcher. That is OMI God, right? That because the vulnerability is bug related to the OMI. Who detected that? Definitely the Microsoft. So let's read the summary. The Microsoft on Tuesday addressed the quarter security flaws as part of its speech Tuesday updates could be abused by adversaries to target Azure cloud customers and elevate privilege as well as allow for the remote takeover vulnerabilities. So basically there is some flows which is their researchers have tell them the OMI God, and it affects a little known software agent called Open Management Infrastructure, right? Now what is that actually? OMI, right? So OMI is just a open source. It is, you can say, it is a analogous equivalent of Windows Management Infrastructure, right? WMI. So WMI we can't use in Unix, Linux. So for that we have a open source that is called Open Management Infrastructure. So yeah, so it is an open source analogous equivalent Windows Management Infrastructure, but designed for Linux. It has been designed for Linux and Unix, as I said. And systems such as CentOS, we have different OS in Linux and Unix. For Oracle, Linux, Red Hat Enterprise, SUSE, Linux, Ubuntu, that allows for monitoring inventory management and syncing configuration across IT environments. So that was the vulnerability. If you can see that attacker, how it is happening, that one of the OMI packet had just entered, and whatever the OMI that is currently, you can say, attaching to each other, it will just spread in the whole network. Yeah, now these are the some CV. You can go through these CVs. These all are the CV in the year 2021 it come. The most critical of the four flaw in these four flaws I'm talking about is a remote code execution, because RC is very possible in these flows, and they have observed that HTTP ports like 5986, 5985 or 127 allows attacker to obtain initial access to target Azure environment and subsequently move laterally within the network. So this is one of the attacks which is going on, and here if you can see how they are actually coming, what actually they are trying to do. For the normal user, if you can see, we are sending just one of the basic validation with the our authentication to get the access. So the OMI server is replying to us with that credential or whatever UID, you can see user ID and group ID, right? But here what attacker is doing, the authorization, the header authorization, the header authentication, it is not sending the header authentication. That's one of the reason, and that's where the flaw is. So If they are not sending those things, the OMI server directly replying with the root. You can see here. Second one, we have new stealth jet loader. Jet loader is one of the banking Trojan. If you and banking Trojan is generally used for the stealing the credentials. So spreading via fake team viewers download ads. So let me clearly tell you what is the actually case. The case is here that there is a some Google advertisements which is published on, right, and once you will click on those things for the TeamViewer. Let's say you want to download the TeamViewer is one of the application for the RDP. We generally use for the RDP, that is remote desktop protocol, right? So what is happening that once you will just click on that link, the team viewer will load it, right? But apart from that, the jet loader is going to be also downloaded. So that's one of the case, and from where it is compromising all the things, and jet loader is one of the banking trojan, that is one of the malware. Okay, so now let me read this for you. So user, okay, the teamwear remote desktop software on search engines like Google are being redirected to a malicious links that drop loader, right? So the malicious link will drop the loader, which is one of the malware, onto their system while simultaneously embracing a stealthier infection chain that allows it to linger on infected devices and evade detection by security solution. So keep remember, this is not coming from through a phishing emails. This can be come through phishing emails. I'm not saying that thing. It can come, but here the you can say the victim is directly clicking on that advertisement. So the malware is downloaded from a Google advertisement published through Google AdWords. Researcher from Sentinel-1 said in a report published on Monday, that is already published on Monday. So in this campaign, the attackers use an indirect way to compromise victims instead of using the classic approach of compromising the victim directly, such as phishing. So these are the some stages. If you can see, you are just going to for the team viewer, and you can check these files in your system as well, whether there is some setup.bat, then update skip.bat, team.exe, which is one of the main, this one is the main you can say application or execution file, team.bat, then right, and then after disable delete windefend service, whatever the window disable service, it directly disable those things, and then it directly load the whatever the jet loader packet, it whatever the payload, it directly download those things and execute it. So this is how this is as per the Sentinel labs, and I have just taken it as a reference to make you understand. Now, the third one, we have Microsoft warns of Azure bugs that let attackers to take control of Azure Container Instances, that is ACI. Azure Container Instances, we called ACI. So who detected it? The Palo Alto Networks. And where is the vulnerability? It is in the Microsoft Azure, which is in ACI. And what is the summary? The security analyst of the Palo Alto Networks have recently pronounced about a new vulnerability that has been named Azure Escape. According to the report, the issue involved in the Azure Container Instances, that is the ACI, which is a cloud service that enables companies to deploy packaged in the cloud. Sorry, packaged applications containers in the cloud. So Azure Containers Instances was initially published in the year 2017, and it was the very first container as a service that is SaaS, and that has been contributed by a major cloud provider. So what was the influence of the attack and fix? The malicious Azure can easily compromise the multi-tenant Kubernetes cluster that are hosting ACI and cluster administrator. This is one of the thing. And how to secure ACI? So by withdrawing any privileged credential that were extended to the platform before August 31st, 2021. And there are some common areas to define configuration and codes for container groups, such as your environment variables, secret volumes, and the Azure file share, etc. Fourth one, we have the new malware targets Windows subsystem for Linux to evade detection, and this malware is still not confirmed, but still the investigation is going on. So let me read it for you. A number of malicious samples have been created for the Windows subsystem for Linux, that is WSL, with the goal of compromising Windows machines, highlighting a sneaky method that allows the operator to stay under the radar and thwart detection by popular anti-malware engines. Similarly, the distinct trademark marks the first instance where a threat actor has been found. They have found some files which is very malicious, and Windows subsystem for Linux launched in the year 2016 is a compatibility layer that's designed to run Linux binary executables that is ELF file natively on the Windows platform without the overhead of a traditional virtual machine or dual boot setup. I hope you know the dual boot setup. What is dual boot? It's generally in a single thing you can run the Windows, and in the another thing you can run the you can say another OS version. So limited number of sample collected and the investigation is still processed. So I can't say that much things say about this one. So it's still there because investigation is still in process, and I will definitely update you. So the next one we have the most important thing is that now guys you don't need to remember all your password. You just need a Microsoft Authenticator app in your mobile. That's it. You don't need to remember your password. So Microsoft launched this one, and most probably it is coming. It will be roll back maybe I think in the next weekend. Yeah, it's going to be rolled out in the coming weeks. So what is happening? So I mean, why? What was the reason? What is the concept of taking these things? So the first thing is that definitely you can't remember all your password. The first thing is that, right? And second thing, okay, how much passwords you can remember, right? And you can forget those password, and it is be a very hassle and it's very annoying. So let's say if you have just lost your password or you just forget your password and you have to do a very urgent work, then it's very difficult. So this is one of the thing, and with the help of Microsoft Authenticator app, there you will get one of the password key in your mobile app, and you need to just enter that. That will also very helpful for the you can say the attacker, whatever the attacker is, whether your password is uh, weak, whether it is strong, then definitely. However, attacker are able to crack those things, but Microsoft Authenticator app having a key which is always only capable for the 30 seconds, right? So those 30 seconds, I don't think attacker is going to be hacked. Still now, I think from my side it looks very secure. Let's see. So customer can use the new feature to sign into Microsoft services such as Microsoft 365, Teams, Outlook, OneDrive, and Family Safety. But after linking their personal accounts to an authenticator app like Microsoft Authenticator and tuning on the passwordless account, setting under advanced security option, additional security option. So this is the path, whatever you have to do those things. So let's see. I mean, within after 2 weeks, maybe I think it will roll out. So I will let you know about these things. So that's it, guys. That five attacks has been finished, but there is two updates I'm going to share. Yeah, you have already remembered that Microsoft releases patch, right? Earlier in the previous week it wasn't released, so it has been released. And if you are working in any organization, you can patch those vulnerability. And secondly, Apple have fixed iMessage zero-click bug that is used for deploy NSO group, NSO Pegasus spyware. So thank you so much guys for watching, and I hope if somewhere it is informative to you, then please press the like button, subscribe the channel, and support us by sharing this video. Bye bye, take care.